Japan may transfer 6 ex-JMSDF Abukuma-Class destroyer escorts to the Philippine Navy. But don't expect us to get fully armed warships off the shelf. Today, we'll break down what's likely to be removed by Japan, what Manila would have to pay to replace, and how that affects the Navy's budget and mission. Quick background. Reports and briefings show Tokyo and Manila are in talks about transferring Abukuma-Class DEs as part of tighter security ties and capability building. But Japan's export rules and practical realities mean those ships won't arrive ready to fight the same way they did in JMSDF service. That matters because some of the removed systems are expensive or hard to replace, especially ASW rockets, ASROC, Harpoon launchers, and the Phalanx CIWS. Abukuma-Class DEs are small, coastal-focused escort ships built in the late 1980s, early 1990s. Their original loadout includes anti-ship missiles, Harpoon via Mk-141 launchers, an 8-cell Type 74 ASROC launcher for anti-sub rockets, torpedo tubes for lightweight torpedoes, and a Mk-15 Phalanx 20mm CIWS for last-ditch air defense. Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro did not outright confirm an acquisition. Sources reporting the talks describe it as conditional and exploratory. Manila says the Navy will inspect the ships and prepare for what may be removed and what must be replaced. Under Japan's export rules and standard practice for transfers, offensive or sensitive weapon systems are often stripped before transfer. That likely means Harpoon SSMs, or their missiles, may be removed from launchers. Phalanx CIWS may be removed. Sensitive U.S. origin systems often aren't transferred. The ASROC launcher, an embedded launcher and magazine for anti-sub rockets, could be removed or rendered inoperable. ASROC is both expensive and complex to source, replace. Bottom line, the hulls and basic sensors could transfer, but high-value weapons might not. Important policy point: the Navy will reportedly use its regular GAA, General Appropriations Act, funds for refits, not the AFP modernization program, because the transfer is considered a procurement refit rather than a modernization project. That means the PN must absorb the cost from its normal budget lines. User-provided detail. Discuss implications. Here are realistic replacement options and trade-offs the PN may consider. Anti-ship missile, Korean SSM-700K Sea-Star, a workable, lower-cost anti-ship missile that Manila has experience with and that could be fitted if launchers or canisters are upgraded. It's one candidate to restore offensive punch if harpoons are removed or incompatible. CIWS, short-range air defense, Aselsan Gökdeniz or Simbad-RC, Mistral. If Phalanx is removed, possible replacements include Turkish Aselsan CIWS variants or lighter SHORAD solutions like MBDA's Simbad-RC, using Mistral missiles for point defense. These choices depend on cost, integration, and whether PN wants a gun-based CIWS or a missile small SAM canister. ASW, torpedoes and sonar upgrades, Blue Shark torpedoes. ASROC is hard to replace because it's a ship-integrated rocket system. A more affordable and practical approach might be to lean on lightweight torpedoes like Korea's Blue Shark, already in PN inventory for other platforms, plus hull and towed sonar upgrades and ASW helicopters. Even if the PN wants to fit the Sea-Star, Aselsan CIWS, Blue Shark, or Simbad-RC, each choice brings integration work, combat system integration, fire control linkage, power and cooling changes, and crew training. Some launchers might be salvageable, but missiles and munitions sourcing, plus spares and maintenance chains, all add significant lifetime costs. The ASROC replacement is particularly thorny because it's a dedicated magazine-chock launcher system and not something you can swap in overnight. If the PN must buy new ASUW and point defense systems, that'll bite into the Navy's GAA. That may mean fewer upgrades elsewhere. Sensors, radar, towed arrays or training, or the need to stagger refits over several years. Operationally, Even a stripped Abukuma hull with new torpedoes and short-range air defense still increases presence and ASW patrol capacity, but it won't immediately match modern frigate sensor-to-shooter integration. There's also the possibility of trilateral or multilateral help, joint development, grants, or subsidies with Japan, Korea, or the US to fit certain systems affordably. Reuters and other reporting suggest Tokyo is willing to consider package deals or cooperative work to comply with export rules while still boosting partner capacity. So what should we expect? Realistically, Japan may give us hulls and basic sensors. Many weapons could be removed before transfer. The PN will likely use regular GAA funds to refit and rearm the ships, and replacements will be chosen based on a mix of cost, compatibility, and strategic partnerships. If the PN can manage refits smartly, prioritizing ASW and affordable short-range air defense, these Abukuma hulls could quickly raise patrol capacity. But a full return to the original armament profile would be costly and technically tricky. What do you think the PN should prioritize? Missiles, ASW, or CIWS? Drop your take in the comments. If you like this breakdown, like, subscribe, and follow for updates. I'll keep tracking the inspection reports and any formal announcements. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.